Go with it, go with it, go with it, go with it. Yeah. Happy Halloween, y'all. You know what I mean? Spider Gang. Spider Gang. Spider Gang. Spider Gang.
These niggas eyes closed sometimes. Wake up.
One of the most wonderful time of the year. I said speak up.
This cause my eyes closing. Bro, you must think I'm number, son. I don't fuck with Rico, but throw a ticket price at me and I'ma see if I can see no
Numbers, that's an old kill.
Got my bitches saying nothing, but shit, what you doing to me? Hey, we made a comedy money, 6 drugs amongst other shit. Why you fucking me? Dollars.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, y'all didn't hear it again. You know what I'm saying? When we crank it up again with no hand, you know what I'm saying? Turn it up again, you know what I'm saying?
Time gon' follow me like a legend. Poverty politician, nigga. Yeah, fuck yeah. I lay a nigga down on the table before I let you. Run
That's on my list, you know what I'm saying? Now nigga never have
shit from the Pacific. You
know what
drowning
I'm
in
saying?
waters of murky.
Turn it down.
Transition. It's a lie, boy.
Yeah.
Hair on demon time.
Yeah.
Lines like
Yeah. Happy Halloween, man. So why I was so turned up about Halloween, first of all, God bless you. God bless you. Spider Gang, Spider Gang. Spider Gang, Spider Gang. Y'all slime me. Spider Gangs. Happy Halloween. Y'all slime me. Spider Gang, Spider Gang. Spider Gang. I'm just playing. So, God bless you, first of all, for coming through, tuning in. Because I said I was going to make this a channel, and you can see I'm giving my best effort, you know, to enlighten y'all. So, tomorrow is the day that we celebrate, and we get to put on costume. God bless you again. And so today, I decided to go ahead and get it cracking on the channel like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Happy Halloween. So, my first topic of the day is going to be self. How creepy we are. You know, why this is one of the most greatest time of the year, and I celebrate this holiday for the most part, for me, why it's so precious to me, like Charlie Brown. I like the Charlie Brown because when I was a kid, Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown was one of the most, you know, wonderful time when me and grandma would allow us to eat all the candy that we made, and wasn't nothing in the candy, and you got loads of candy back then. You know, you would walk the hood, either in the hood, or either what we call, you know, the better half of Opelika, the white folk section. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why we called it that. You know what I'm saying? Back when we were younger, we said we'll go over in the white folk section. And they still treated us really good. No disrespect. But back in the day, that's what we call it. The white. I mean, come on, man. They got the same eyes, ears. That's why I say the skin gets you get entitlement with your skin and your body, it gets you in trouble. So back on the note, why this is the most important time? Because nobody had to struggle to get candy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hard to, you know, for the parents to stock up and get candy for Halloween, to give you good candy back then. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was treated as equal. You know what I'm saying? So if we went to the other side of town to go trick or treat, it was just like the same part of town that we grew up in. The same kind of candy. Because either everybody went to the wall, to the mark, you know what I'm saying, or to the Piglet, to the Wiglet back then, or to the OB, and it's to the Den, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the store was, any of your little small supermarket that sold candy, the CVS's or whatever. Back then, you know, we could all trick or treat together, you know what I'm saying, small. But now, today, that is unheard of. So that's why I celebrate this particular holiday for me, because it was the most precious time that everybody was created equal. You know what I mean? It didn't matter how much money you had or what job title you had back then on Halloween. Why? Because candy was just candy to us kids. You know what I mean? Now, candy, now the kids is a different kind of candy. You know what I mean? I dare you guys to put that, you know what I mean, put that kind of candy in the bags. You know what I'm saying? You see kids, you know, gearing up for Halloween by like 2 years in advance. Hey man, you know, we having that Halloween, you know, on Halloween badge, you know what I'm saying? We putting that candy in there, and you already know what that is. Why, you know, it's a whole different thing. But this is why I'm all in the costume, you know what I'm saying? I love it. For me, it was a time of peace and harmony, and your color didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? All that mattered back then was they wanted to see kids happy, and we can go to school. We can go to school. The place that I told you in the last video, check out the last video, because I ain't about to rerun that again, you know what I mean? Go back to the last video anyway, you know what I mean? Go back. I'm just playing. So anyway, the last video, that was the best thing about school back then, because as a kid, they would let you eat candy, on Friday. Bring all the candy you got, and no matter what color you are, we would share our candy. We would like, man, I got this and you got this. And it was just a perfect, match of peace on the inside for me. So that's why now, at this point in age of my life, at this time of my life, I rock with Halloween. Now, as a self-reflection to yourself, people say, your time span of paying attention is like shorter than 7 seconds. That's why they pop these pictures up. I'm like, if you, and I use places that I know people sit still. If you can go to a movie that's 2 hours long and don't have a pop-up in it, and that movie is good, and when you leave that movie, and you can talk about that movie like, man, did you know that movie was dope as it was dope as, and you ain't go to sleep, that director did his job, You know that he was blessed in his DNA to put out that product to make you rock there an hour and a half, and then get back and tell your friends and ask them and tell them, and you broadcast the movie. You're the promoter. Man, you need to go check out that movie with no pop-ups. No pop-ups. So that's also a lie. I like breaking apart down lies. That's why I don't try to do too much. I listen. I get out of my DNA what's due to me, because you are nothing. You are nothing but DNA, a terabyte, just a small. At the beginning of time, beginning of Earth was you. So in the Bible, if you're Bible scholar, that God asked Job, Job, Steve Jobs. God asked Job, the giver of dimension. Asked Job, where were you when I created the heavens and the earth, when I parted the seas, and couldn't hardly answer all these questions? And Job could not respond. Well, today you can ask God that same question, and you can ask, if it was that so in that time, where was I? You created me. You knew where I was. So I feel like there's question in the Bible that you can go back and relate to see, ask those questions, and that's where your journey begins. Your journey begins with you. Believing the truth that's not your lie. So that's why I'm always on geared up about lies. I could tell you another lie about you right now that I had to figure out by myself, and it was a hard, true, happy Halloween. It's creepy, It's creepy, the mask. That's why I'm rocking this mask. It's creepy the way that we live every day. This is the mask that we wear. This is the mask, one of the masks that I'm telling you about. Because if you believe anything that's set before you, you blend in with the crowd, and the mask is this. And though you can't see this, happy Halloween, ma'am, sir, bro, whoever, however you are. You are a creepy son of a guy, you know what I mean? But this is what we rock with, you know what I mean? This is us. This is us. So in God we trust, and it's the narrow, because I'm telling you, it's money what I'm about to tell you. You wear this same mask when it brought about to your religion. You wear this same mask when it comes to your job. You wear the most important thing, your relationships. That's why I'm always saying the key thing, because as an African American, you ain't got all that much money. You're going to go right to God. You're going to go right to your religion. And if your relationship all screwed up, you're going to go right to the places that it is to, get those relationships together. Either a club outlet, party outlet, friend gathering, or wherever that place is, you're going to connect. To get free of just this social media stuff, because you just can't have social media. Porn ain't gonna get it all the time, for the ladies and men, vibrators and other, dildos and things like that. That's it. They ain't gonna get it, because you gotta have that interaction. God made us to co-create, basically point blank. You can't not have a feeling of a human feeling when you're brought to experience feelings, but true feelings, not feelings that were orchestrated back when you were small. So when you were small, I'm gonna tell you about that, man. When you were small, and when we got, when you were kids, they did these little ding in your right ear and those frequencies, ding. At a young age, they were tuning you. They were tuning you to all these frequencies and emotion where we are now. Ding, ding. It was slick, you know what I mean? That air just went off, boy. I hope this makeup don't run. I know y'all women be going. Anyway, bro, look. So I ain't tell you they were trying to test you the frequency later on in their life. If they make commercials, they make new movies, they make songs, if they make anything, look, infomercial, that's tuning your emotion. That's tuning your nature for sex or anger, or addiction. You know what I'm saying? And abandonment of the true self. What you thought that was just testing your hearing to see if your right ear was better than your left? Man, they were tuning your brain. They were tuning your man. Y'all knew they were tuning your brain, right? That's a mask. So now when you're in society and you wearing that mask and you hear it. You hear it. Somebody can be talking to you. And something inside of you saying it's like your own high little pitch where it's a tuning. That's the giver of the mention right there. Because now you're in a different zone. You're on a different wave. Your wavelength is higher than what they're saying. And you're seeing the truth right there when they're standing in front of you talking to you. You're sitting there knowing they're lying. And the reason why they're lying. And you can't get upset because you're on a different wavelength. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny the fact that you heard what you heard. And yet still love is ringing out of you. You know what I mean? Love is just ringing out of you. The only reason you heard what you heard and that ringing and got at that higher dimension is because you got beyond society noise. You got beyond, and you saw the person not only as a victim of that, but as a person who was lost in that noise. You know what I'm saying? You know what? These little publications just be coming up like that. Just so you can't distract them. But so all the noise, you get rid of all the noise and you just zone out. And you come back and they talking, you be like, oh. And you know what to say as you walk off in that later on. You think about that frequency, but you leave that frequency when it come to you. Now, let me tell you what I mean. When it's time to leave your job and all you hear at your job, this is what you know. This is a job, friendship, anything that's not true family, that's your bloodline. Run. Because they're using that as a coy or a coup to get more work out of you or to get more whatever it is that you're good at doing at that company or in the organization. When they say our organization is based on family, they always throwing around family. Now, companies who throw around the word, we're a family organization. We want to cut the cost of this. We want to fill your pockets and put the money back into the family. Any organization that says that and that's not actually doing that, run. Do not link up. Do not connect to. Do not listen to anybody that's in that organization, that's been in that organization for a while, because they will transform your way of thinking and get more out of you than you deserve to give. And you are like sin. As sin, you stay there too long and you pay too much, to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's sin. And that's what I call insanity. And we are set apart as a people, consecrated from that. You know what I'm saying? As we come back to living in this dimension, the mask, this mask. I'm just saying about the mask. This is part of the mask that we wear, mask up. And so today I just get the liberty of just doing it right here on the channel. Turn up, Miss Turner, don't turn down. Sir, be a winner, man, don't frown. All of that. So when you hear and you know the truth and then you accept the truth, you don't run from the truth. You deny that. self saying, I am more than just continuing to work for you. You wonder why you take it home with you because you say that's your family. You do anything for your family. You know what I mean? If you look at your parents or your uncles, your aunties or your cousin or whoever you call family, you will give the shirt off of your back. So that's why companies and organizations continue to run in the employee's head, family, 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 because you will give what's more, of yourself if it's for family, but they're not really your family because they're not giving what's more to you, at the end of the year. You're not getting all those bonuses that they're getting. Family, family share it. And so there are times throughout the year that you even get with your family and it's sharing. Does your company do that in a way that a family does and don't take it back from you? That ain't no family, man. You know what I'm saying? So you run from that, bro. You run from that, man. You run from that. So take off of that, man. That's one of them you can drop. You know what I'm saying? You can drop that really kind of quick. And don't be afraid to judge what you see in the mirror, because if you are continuing to take that wherever you go, you really are giving that part of you more than you are giving to what you call your family anyway. They are your really fake ass family. Yeah, it's like that, happy Halloween, what I'm saying? Our creepy little old identities, what I'm saying? And about your DNA, our DNA is so important. So when God asks you about a job that he needs you to do, and that's just listening, so that we can continue to live longer, we can continue to be stronger in our thinking, in the mentalism part, so we can transcend, out of the body, so because we are more than this just 3, 4, 5 dimension, 6, 7 dimension. If we are consciousness and there's a glitch, I know a lot of people that see glitches, but like, man, I've been here before. I done seen this situation before, and you still doing the same thing, expecting a different result, but you still seeing deja vu. Like, man, I done been through this same situation, just different people, different time, different place. You know what I'm saying? You start still know your truth and your purpose yet. It's you. Take the mask off. Take that one mask off. You know what I'm saying? Our creepy self. So that's why, if you can stay in those places, the movies, concerts, church with no pop-ups, that means he or she did their job. And that's all I'm here. I'm not Steve Jobs. I'm just here to do my job. And that's to listen, mental health, mental wellness. You know what I'm saying? What's the truth? Our nature, our true nature, what we know to be is true, not fiction. The wealth of this great America, this great United States. Man, y'all gonna give us our wealth. Y'all about to give us our money and our wealth and our land, because we're not gonna no longer continue to use what y'all call evil for. The voodoo of the land, you know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't fight in the swamps. So we called on what we called on and listened to nature. If your Bible believing people, you saw Jesus judge the clouds and the weather and how the sky was orange and told you what that was a resemblance of as human nature, in situation. So I ain't saying that I don't understand any of it, because if I am of a God consciousness and the giver of dimension in this time and this consciousness in this realm, and there are times that we need to escape this, this same cycle of thought, just thinking that what we see is what we are. But hey, praise be to God that this holiday that we created was a time that I could show you a truth about yourself. This is you. This is me. When we want to and need to leave, we don't. We continue to wear the mask, and then we become this. And people can actually see this. The people that are really starting to leave that old place can see that. And no, we don't feel pity. You know what we do? Say, you know what, they'll get it in time. But we can't keep saying that. You know, why you think I'm here? Saying, spending my time. This is going to be, we can't keep wasting time. Because you believe you're in time. You believe you age with the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Who named that? You know, you can't even name that now. You can't even say winter, spring. You can't even say that about the weather here in the southeast. You can't say that. So that's telling you it's time for a change, even in the demographics. You can call weather what you want to call weather, whether you believe it or not. But I choose to believe I'm more than what I see. I'm more than the DNA. I'm more than the old news. I'm more than what you broadcast. I started thinking fast. I started to listen quick. I started to shut up. I started to hear my higher wave frequency. I started to ask deeper questions. And not so they're not, you know, they say ask the deep questions of God, you know, the giver of dimensions, as if we're not born in Atlantis. We're born of the water. We're 98. How much water are we? Okay, so we're born out of that. So the deep thing in a natural body shouldn't even be a problem either. The questions that you don't understand, that you're afraid of, that you understood Webster Dictionary definition of fear, you know, face it. You know what I'm saying? Forget everything and run around till you find where you need to be and be still, man. You know, stop bouncing. Run around. You know, run around it. Don't run through it. You know, you have more energy running around and resting than you, so I'm saying, you got to go through something you ain't got to do. Run around that, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll make it quicker for you. When you tune out and zone out and hear that, don't act crazy. Don't think you're weird. You're just hearing truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end, man, I'm going to end like that. I'm going to end right. Happy Halloween. You know what I'm saying? God did. He going to keep doing it. And I'm going to keep doing it. Because you are great people. You know what I'm saying? I love this mental telepathy. Yeah, let go, man. We going somewhere, yeah. I'm calm.